welcome back to another video. In today's video, we have Money in the Bank 2024 results and reactions. Got done watching the show. Very good show. Really enjoyed it. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, seen a lot of people say that they weren't happy with the show for whatever reason they might have, but I enjoyed pretty much every match. And yeah.
Yeah, there's one or two complaints I'm gonna bring up during when it's time to bring them up. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed the show. Really good. But yeah, let's get right into it. We start off with the men's Money in the Bank match where Drew McIntyre does come out on top and wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. How do we feel?
Yeah, I mean, really good match. We've seen big spots from Chad Gable, from Andrade. Crazy spot from Chad Gable where he's hanging onto the briefcase, and then ladder gets knocked from underneath him, and he just kind of falls just face first into the ring from the briefcase, and then gets speared right after. We've seen a sunset powerbomb from Andrade to Carmelo Hayes, I believe it was, on top of a ladder. But yeah, a lot of crazy spots in this match. Really fun match, and I think the right person won.
Yeah, this was definitely a very fun match. Really enjoyed it. A lot of not too many crazy spots, but enough spots to like keep the vibes up and energy up in the crowd. But yeah, really enjoyed this match. Drew McIntyre, very cool to see him win. Another accolade added on to his already crazy career. So really cool for him. But next up, we had the Intercontinental Champion on the line, where Sami Zayn is going against Braun Breaker, and he does retain. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a match where I feel like maybe Braun Breaker should have won. Obviously, nothing against Sammy. He's one of the best. But I feel like a Braun Breaker win here would have kind of elevated him to like another level, kind of getting a big win over Sammy at a pay-per-view and winning the belt this quickly. I feel like it would have been a very good look for Braun Breaker. But, it's not over. They could definitely run this match back, and I think everybody would be happy with it.
Sure.
And he could win it next time, but I do feel like maybe this time should have been the time.
Yeah, Braun Breaker definitely put on a phenomenal performance tonight, proving himself again as a future top star in WWE.
Saving Sami Zayn a few times during the match from being hurt a lot, like landing right on his neck. So shout out to him for that as well.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would like to see Braun Breaker win. I almost thought we may have even gotten like a squash match, even just to really put over Braun Breaker to the next level. Like he's beating guys like Sami Zayn with ease. But the question is now, who do we think is gonna go after Sami Zayn's Intercontinental Champion? Do we still think it'll be Braun? Can Chad Gable get back in the mix? What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'll be between Braun and Chad Gable. Wouldn't mind seeing a triple threat match potentially. There's other people you could throw into there as well, like a Bronson Reed even. We haven't seen him in a little bit. Yeah, Ilya Dragunov as well. So there's quite a few people you could kind of throw in that pool. Maybe have one big just brawl AEW style match. But yeah, there's a lot of things you could do with Sami Zayn. So I'm not really worried about his stories moving forward.
Yeah, but yeah, that match was really good. But on to some more interesting, surprising, and crazy news. Right before the next match, John Cena does come out, and he pretty much announces that his in-ring career is coming to an end in 2025. Now, at first, we didn't know too much of what that actually meant, but after the show, he goes on to the post-press conference and basically says that from January 1st, he will be pretty much full-time in WWE again, like with balancing other stuff.
Yeah, he mentioned that he'll be doing 40 to 50 dates as of now, and he's going to try to add more to that. So, I mean, that's essentially every single week of the year that he'll be, or maybe it was 30, 40, but either way, he's doing essentially every week of the year. So basically a 1 year full-time return from Cena. This is going to be his last Mania, last pay-per-view for everything that he shows up for in 2025, but he said January through December will be his final in-ring years. He also did mention that he talked with WWE about getting a backstage role of some sort, like a long-term kind of keep him home kind of deal, because he said WWE is his home and he does want to be there even if he's not in ring. But yeah, very much a surprise. No one expected that. We did see kind of pictures of him start to come out in Toronto leading up to the event with fans and whatnot at different places. But yeah, definitely did not expect this announcement. But obviously Cena is, top 5 all time, depending on who you ask, maybe number 1. But yeah, crazy news. Obviously sad to see him kind of start to go, but at least he's going out on his own terms. Maybe he'll have like a AEW Sting type of ending to his career.
Yeah, and a cool fun fact about Cena, he's wrestled a match since 1999 to 2024. He's had a match every single year, which not people can say they have been able to do, but obviously he's one of the guys who can, and yeah, it's going to be really sad to see him go, but hopefully we get some answers to a lot of questions. And kind of a quick plug is we make a lot of content around this John Cena topic, so make sure to tune into the channel for future videos around John Cena. But yeah, get on to the next match, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship match where Damian Priest takes on Seth Rollins. And Damian Priest does come on top. But how did we get to Damian Priest getting the win?
So, Damian Priest and Seth Rollins put on just an absolute banger. Seth Rollins starts off real hot. He does 3 dives back to back, and he does this move where he does a front flip onto Priest from the ropes, and then he does a back flip onto Priest from the ropes. Just very quick action, kind of Will Ospreay-ish type of offense from Seth Rollins here. Then Damian Priest starts to kind of pick things up a little bit. Then we get this weird kind of spot where Seth Rollins, I believe he does the stomp to Damian Priest, and he's down, his shoulders are completely down. The referee goes to count it but stops it at 2. But there was absolutely no movement from Damian Priest. It was mentioned to Triple H in the press conference at the end, and he basically just said, it is what it is. People mess up, basically. But it was supposed to be the end there, I guess. I'm not sure what that would have looked like, because then that would have meant Seth Rollins was the champion. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what was supposed to happen. I guess we'll find out on Raw. But yeah, crazy moment there. Didn't know what was happening. But then what else could go wrong for Damian Priest, Seth Rollins? But Drew McIntyre comes out, does exactly what he says, cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase, waits for the referee to officially start the match as a triple threat, goes for the Claymore, but gets super kicked by Seth Rollins, gets put down. Then I'll let you kind of go on from here.
Yeah, so after he puts Seth Rollins down, he starts to go for another Claymore. Before he gets that Claymore, he gets hit with a clothesline from Damian Priest. Damian Priest gets him up. He goes for, I believe, the South of Heaven, but Drew McIntyre kicks out, gets him down, and then he's about to hit a Claymore, but no, man, his biggest op, the man he wants dead, CM Punk comes out, and he costs him again. He attacks him, puts him over the barricade, hits him with a chair multiple times, but before he can really end this match for Drew McIntyre, he also ends it for Seth Rollins. He gives the belt, or sits back down, sets up Drew in the ring for Damian Priest. That allows him to hit another South of Heaven to win this match, for Damian Priest to retain. Definitely is an interesting decision, and I'll kind of talk about it in a few minutes, but yeah, the Money in the Bank cashed in the same night, 2 matches later. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, obviously it kind of sucks to use your Money in the Bank briefcase like that, because you'd kind of rather see it go to somebody who would elevate them a little bit. Obviously this does nothing for Drew in a way, like elevate him in any sort of way, but what it does do is elevate their feud to another level. Like, now Drew's gonna be out for blood if he wasn't already. Now no telling what Drew's gonna want to do, how he feels, or who's gonna be involved at this point. There's a lot of AJ rumors going around that she may turn up tonight. Ended up obviously being Punk here. But yeah, gets a 2-for-1 in this one. Stops Seth from getting the world title and stops Drew from getting the world title, because now Seth can never challenge for the title ever again as long as Priest is champion. And McIntyre loses his Money in the Bank briefcase in yet another title shot. Yeah,
and you sort of mentioned it right there, but with not only with this cash-in from Drew, this also sets up Punk and Drew even further. We already know that's a huge blood feud that's been broiling for months at this point, but it also puts more wood in the fire for CM Punk and Seth Rollins, costing him a world title match now. Because Seth Rollins did have that match pretty much won before Drew. I mean, he really didn't win it in reality, but yeah, it does suck for Seth Rollins and Drew, but Damian Priest does retain. He's now heading to SummerSlam to face Gunther. And yeah, this entire World Heavyweight Champion picture is definitely very interesting. and one of the best segments on TV every week. So really looking forward to the rest of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But next up, we had the Money in the Bank women's ladder match where Tiffany Stratton comes out on top. And how do we feel about this match?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it early, but this is match of the night by far. Nothing against the other matches. They were all great leading up to this point, but this one just kind of stuck out. Just the crazy spots. This match was kind of everything. Everyone kind of got their moves in, their big spots. EO with like a kind of like a pile driver, almost not even really a pile driver, but whatever it was. To I believe it was Naomi or
Zoe Stark.
No, yeah, Zoe Stark. Through the ladder, just crazy spot. You could tell she was in a ton of pain after that. You obviously get the main spot of the match, which is going to be Chelsea Green getting thrown off the ladder in the ring to the outside through 2 tables and landed it perfectly. I don't think you could have landed any more clean than the way she landed right there. So absolutely perfect. We also seen her do a unprettier kind of to Naomi through another ladder. They were just everything. This match is everything. Everyone had their big spots, but obviously Tiffany comes out on top. Her being the one who does push Chelsea Green down from the ladder through the tables to get the big win. And big massive pop for her after she won. And what do you think about the match?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like you said, a lot of huge spots, different from the men's Money in the Bank where the spots they were doing were way bigger and way more like impactful. It felt, and yeah, just really enjoy. I mean, really with this match, we were kind of talking about when we were watching it together, where I didn't care who won this match. I wouldn't. There's people I would rather have won, but even somebody like Zoe Stark, who is probably the least favorite for most people in this match, I wouldn't have even minded that because she is somebody who could use the Money in the Bank and can use it for its max potential. But yeah, Tiffany comes out on top. We're really interested to see where she cashes it in one, because even though it is on SmackDown now, she can still cash in on Liv, let's say. So definitely a lot of fun things you can do with the Money in the Bank, and can't wait to see what they do with it. And hopefully we get a pink briefcase for Tiffany, because I definitely have to get that going. But into the last match, we had the Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. And the Bloodline does come out on top. How'd you feel about this match?
Yeah, surprisingly, this is probably my least favorite match of the night. Not that it was bad by any means. But yeah, just all the matches were just very good. That just goes to show how good the card was, in my opinion. But yeah, probably the weakest match of the night, but still really good. We got the Jacob Fatu in-ring debut. Big moments from him and Kevin Owens. But ultimately, it's kind of just a bloodline beatdown. They win not clean. They had help from Tongaloa at different points during the match, doing low blows and missing low blows. Big botch from him where he goes for a low blow and somehow misses it and has to do it again.
Yeah, it was such a weird spot because Kevin Owens has Tama Tonga in power driver position, and instead of obviously hitting where he wants to hit, he instead hits the top of Tama Tonga's head, and then he has to hurry and readjust and hit him again, which is really funny. But yeah, this is definitely the weakest match and probably my least favorite match of the night. Not saying again like it's bad, but compared to the other ones, just wasn't hit as much as I wanted it to, but still really good.
Yeah, but it was still fun and all. We got Randy Orton RKOs to everybody. We got big solo moments, and this is probably the match where he did look kind of the strongest. He does get the pin on Cody Rhodes at the end, which is kind of a big thing, obviously. Does something that Roman technically couldn't do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's kind of also builds him and Roman. We also get Jacob Fatu kind of crowning him as Tribal Chief once again, putting I forget what it's called again. I know it's not called a lay, but the lay kind of puts it on him. And just kind of a crazy match here. Just not what we expected. It kind of felt like someone was going to be coming out to help one way or the other at different points in the match. Yeah,
it's also worth mentioning that also Jacob Fatu did off the top rope corkscrew, like moonsault into Cody Rhodes, is a really cool move, and
very Jeff Hardy-ish.
Yeah. Jacob Fatu did look great. Did enjoy his spots. Looked really strong. Definitely could, see that he is a future star if he does stay around in WWE for many years. But that is Money in the Bank. It was only a 5-card match. Really good show. Really enjoyed it. I know most people apparently didn't like it, which was a bit surprising, but we enjoyed it. And anything else?
yeah, this is probably a top 4 pay-per-view of the year for me, including AEW. AEW probably still holds the #1 spot right now. I probably would say Revolution is maybe my favorite pay-per-view of the year. Maybe Dynasty. But yeah, there's a few good picks there for pay-per-view of the year, and this is in the top half of it for sure. Along with Mania, obviously. But yeah, really good pay-per-view. I enjoyed it. Had really good fun with it. The people who I wanted to win pretty much won. Would have liked to see the Money in the Bank briefcase used maybe a little bit differently, but I do still like that it builds the feud with Drew and Punk even more. Not that it really needed it, but it still kind of adds that extra tension.
Yeah. But yeah, that is our results and kind of reactions to Money in the Bank. Let us know your reactions to the pay-per-view down in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.